Welcome to the Seasoned Sonographer, the podcast where experience meets education in the world of OBGYN ultrasound. My name is Lynn Flam, and I'll be your host. I'm a registered diagnostic medical sonographer with over 32 years of experience, most of that time in OBGYN ultrasound. Through this podcast, I'm here to share insights, tips, and case studies to help you sharpen your skills and optimize your scans. Whether you're just starting out or you're a seasoned pro, this is the place to grow your knowledge and confidence. Let's dive into today's episode. Welcome to the very first episode of the Seasoned Sonographer. My name is Lynn Flam. I've been working in ultrasound for over 32 years, with most of that time focused in OBGYN. Over the years, I've had the opportunity to work with a wide variety of patients, providers, and equipment. Ultrasound is an ever-evolving field, and I know firsthand how important it is to have access to ongoing education and expert guidance. I can't say that there's one moment in my career that made me passionate about ultrasound, but the one thing that's always been at the core of what I do is the desire to help others. Now that I've reached this stage in my career, I feel like it's time to give back. I remember being a student and how valuable it was when a more experienced sonographer took the time to critique my scans, help me obtain scans, and mentor me, stand behind me while I was scanning and give suggestions. That's a tradition I want to continue through this podcast, and that's why I've created this podcast and the Sono Techniques Academy app, to pass along the knowledge that I've gained over the years to the next generation of sonographers and providers who rely on our images to make important clinical decisions every day. So the Sono Techniques Academy app is a resource designed to help students, sonographers, and providers develop and refine their skills anytime, anywhere. Through this podcast and the Sono Techniques Academy app, I want to create a learning community where we can share knowledge, improve scanning techniques, and stay up to date with the latest in OBGYN ultrasound technology. So what is the Seasoned Sonographer all about? Each episode, I'll be diving into all things OBGYN ultrasound, including some technical tips, case studies, anatomy reviews, and even discussions on how to handle some of the challenges that we face in our daily work. I want this podcast to be a resource, not only for those just starting their journey in ultrasound, but also for the experienced sonographers who are looking for ways to continue refining their skills. The purpose of this podcast is simple: to share and pay forward what I've learned over the years. It's not just about scanning or getting the right images. It's about understanding what you're seeing, knowing how to optimize those images, and realizing the critical role that you play in patient care. My hope is that these episodes will provide you with insights that can help you grow, whether you're in your first year of scanning or your 20th. This podcast is for OBGYN sonographers, new and seasoned. It's also for ultrasound students who are looking for guidance as they navigate this field. And of course, it's for the providers, physicians, nurse practitioners, PAs, and midwives who use ultrasound as part of their practice and want a deeper understanding of what goes into obtaining those high quality images and the nuances of interpreting them. If you've ever wondered how you can improve your scanning techniques, better optimize your images, make sure you're capturing the full diagnostic potential of each scan, this podcast is for you. In this podcast, we're going to cover a wide variety of topics, case studies. I'll walk you through a scan, talking about decision-making process that goes into that, what I'm looking for, what I'm seeing, how to troubleshoot when things don't go as planned. Other episodes will dive into more technical aspects, like how to optimize your machine settings for different types of patients, or how to approach difficult anatomy. We'll also have episodes dedicated to anatomy reviews, where we'll go back to the basics and refresh knowledge of the key structures that you need to visualize in every scan. Also, we'll have some AIUM guidelines, what must be documented in every scan. I'll talk about those too. We'll keep an eye on the latest trends and advancements in ultrasound, OBGYN related, and share how you can incorporate these into your practice. Each episode's typically going to be between 15 to 30 minutes long, just enough time to give you some useful insights without taking up too much of your time or your day. I want this podcast to be something that you can listen to on your way to work or during a break, quickly on a Saturday morning or whatever works in your schedule. I'll start most episodes with a brief introduction to the topic. Then we're going to dive into the content. Sometimes I'll bring on a guest, other seasoned sonographers or healthcare providers who can share their unique perspectives and experiences with you. We'll have some great discussions on emerging technologies and their impact on our field. What about AI? How is that going to impact our field? We're going to talk about it and see where the future is going to lead ultrasound. I plan to release new episodes monthly, so there will always be fresh content for you to enjoy and learn from. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss an episode. I'm really excited about some of the upcoming topics we'll be discussing. In the next few episodes, we'll be covering everything from first trimester scans to a deep dive into fetal heart, tips for capturing the best possible 4-chamber view and all those specialty views. I'll be walking through a few interesting case studies where things didn't go quite as expected and what we can learn from those situations. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of the Seasoned Sonographer. If you're interested in improving your OBGYN ultrasound skills and learning more about the field, make sure to subscribe to the Seasoned Sonographer on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. You don't want to miss any of the upcoming episodes. You can also connect with me on Facebook and Instagram at Sonotechniques Academy. Explore more educational resources on the Sonotechniques Academy app or reach out via email, lynn@sonotechniquesacademy.com. I'd love to hear from you. If you have questions or topics you'd like for me to cover, feel free to reach out. This podcast is for you, and I want to make sure I'm covering the topics that matter most to you and to the ultrasound community. Until next time, keep striving for excellence in your scans, and I'll see you in the next episode of The Seasoned Sonographer. The information provided in this podcast and any accompanying materials is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not intended as a substitute for professional medical advice.